what are the Bucs? Like, what are the Bucs? Like, they win, but like, what are they?
No, I think, and I think Bucs fans, it's weird to have to say this. I didn't know when I thought I'd picture me saying this about anyone else, like, or not anyone else, but the Saints and the Bucs being the teams that I'm going to say this about. But are the Saints and the Bucs shaking hands?
They might be.
Like, are they? Like, in terms of like, they could show up one week, really good team, show up the next week, literal garbage dumpster fire. They have a good defense, but sometimes the defense doesn't show up how you'd expect them to. And then you have explosive pieces all over the offense, but then some weeks the offense is super flat. I mean, at this point, the Bucs and the Saints are like shaking hands. I hate to have to do it, but that's exactly. So yeah, they are identity, Liz. Really, what is the Bucs' identity? They are in the exact same boat. I wish I could even debate this in the slightest, but not at all.
The Bucs' offensive identity is Baker Mayfield and Mike Evans. Like, that's literally all they are. Rachaad White has been coming on as of late, and it's been nice to see, but he's not like a top 5 running back.
He's just also very much in that flash category. Like, oh, like those are the flashes I wanted to see, but then there'd be a lot of plays the rest of the game where you're like, oh no, and then like other play, and then moments even like a couple weeks afterwards, like I'm waiting to see another splash like that again. It takes weeks to see that same. Yeah. So it's like, we always knew like Rachaad White, he's an NFL player. Rachaad White's, he's got skill, he's got good talent, but it's not enough where it's going to elevate this Bucs offense to anything beyond what it is now. And it's like,
honestly, like before we go over to Tennessee, because there's really not much on this game, I feel like Tampa really could have benefited from just taking Will Levis in the first.
I'm trying to, what the hell is that?
Oh, my bad. It's an ad playing from my computer.
Dude, I thought something was like coming through the window or something.
Nah.
No, wait, repeat that point.
I would say, why didn't the Bucs take Levis? He would have been in a much better situation.
So, well, and that's something else I was going to have to move over to in a sec here, is with Will, if you're a Titans fan, you're probably starting to panic to yourself. And you're like, oh no, like that first week. I think this was bound, like this was going, we knew it. Like this was bound to happen. Like no matter how good you started, and we saw like, okay, we saw him at his peak. Like that's Will at his peak already from week 1. Like you're not going to see that consistently, probably really right at the start of the career, but it was great to see it. I know realistic person, regardless. If this downward trend keeps happening for like the next 4 or 5 weeks, then I'll be with you guys. I start panicking. Because then it does really turn into a Marcus Mariota 2.0 type of feeling. You're like, fuck this. But it's just way too early. Don't do that to yourselves yet. Like, way too early. And again, the Bucs defense, for a young QB especially, it's a tough defense to play against. Like, you got a lot of big bodies in that D-line. You got some experience in the secondary. Like, it's a tough game. So I wouldn't panic yet. Keep your eye on it, but don't panic. I think Will be just fine. Titans run game, too. It's 2.6 yards per carry on 16 carries. I mean...
Garbage.
It's like Will can't get going with that. Like that's just you're not going to get going. Kyle Phillips though, interesting.
I mean, also one of the arguably worst O-lines in the NFL.
Well, exactly on top of it, and then back to the receiving core. Kyle Phillips has been your leading receiver 2 weeks in a row. Concerned that he doesn't have as much of a chemistry with D-Hop as we might have thought, but regardless, we know that D-Hop still put up better numbers with him. So you got to if you're a hot fantasy manager, regardless, you like that no matter what. But I just think it's interesting. Kyle Phillips. Leading receiver 2 weeks in a row.